Welcome, everyone. My name is Christopher Catta, and I'm your host for this presentation today. And I'd like to introduce Mary Bart, Chair of Caregiving Matters, who's going to take us through this presentation.
Thank you, Chris, and welcome, everyone. I'd like to give you a little overview of who we are and what we do. First of all, I am Mary Bart, and I am Chair and founder of our registered Canadian charity called Caregiving Matters. We were founded in 2008. And our mission is to offer education and support to family caregivers. We do this virtually through internet and Zoom. So I would like to talk about hoarding. Now take a look at this picture. That's overwhelming how much stuff is in one area. So let's take a look at hoarding and how that is a deterrent to a healthy and safe life. Hoarding, basically, your environment controls you. And so we're going to look at why people hoard, some of the symptoms, causes, and actually what to do about hoarding. So here's a few reasons why people hoard. They think that the item is unique. They think that those items might be needed in the future. And items often have an emotional significance. Sometimes they remind us of happier times in our lives, and they can represent beloved people and pets. Often people feel safer when surrounded by the things that they save, and they often don't want to waste anything. Some of the symptoms of hoarding are excessive acquiring of items that are actually not needed. They overcrowd spaces, just too many things in one area, and are potentially worthless or actual junk. Some of the other symptoms are persistent difficulty throwing out or parting with things, feeling a need to save items, being upset by the thought of actually discarding items, and rooms can become unusable, and unusable rooms can become unsafe rooms. So what happens when we hoard too much? There's a disorganized piles of stacks of items everywhere. Walking spaces and living areas become overcrowded and unpassable. Rooms become unusable for their intended purpose. For example, kitchens are too full to cook in, and dining room tables are too full of all kinds of stuff to actually use as a table to eat on. So too much stuff even to get organized. So important items like paperwork or bills or legal documents, those things can get lost in all the clutter. Here's one for you. Rotten foods and garbage grow to unsanitary levels, and unsafe homes cause distress and problems functioning. So why hoarding is unsafe? Well, for one thing, because there's so much stuff, it increases the risks of falls, injuries, or being trapped by shifting and falling items. It definitely causes family conflicts. Clearly, it has been proven that people hoard have social isolation and loneliness issues, unsanitary conditions that pose a health risk. It can be a fire hazard. You've just got too much stuff. And it could even have legal issues such as getting evicted. And that's even if you own your own home, not just rent. So here's a few ideas to decrease the stuff that you've got and actually stop hoarding. Challenge thoughts and beliefs about acquiring and saving items. Resist the urge to acquire more items. Maybe cancel your Amazon account. Organize and categorize possessions. Work on what to keep and actually what to remove. Try to be more socially engaged and not so isolated. Find ways to enhance the motivation for change. Improve your decision-making and coping skills. And when possible, work with a therapist or a professional organizer. And you know, others are there to help, and they are not your enemy. So don't think that they're there just to be mean to you and to get rid of all your stuff. They're really there to help you and to help with your life. Now look at clutter. Here's another nasty picture. Way too much stuff going on here. So let's look at the topic of decluttering. Here's a few ideas on how to declutter. Establish timelines and goals. Tackle one area or one room at a time. Perhaps it's even just the junk drawer in the kitchen, or maybe your wallet, or maybe your car. Pick one area to focus on. Purge duplicates. You know, in a kitchen, you don't really need 3 potato peelers. Maybe it's time to get rid of the 2 or 3 extras that you have. Find a creative way to sort things that work for you. Some people like to put them in categories of keep, recycle, donate, or actual garbage. Find a system that works for you, because then you will be successful and keep doing it. Free up surfaces. Don't clutter coffee tables, end tables, and definitely not your kitchen counters with stuff. If you eliminate a lot of things off of those surfaces, you'll have a sense of accomplishment. Make your storage spaces beautiful and practical. There's a lot of nice storage bins and containers and baskets. Get creative and have fun with how you're going to actually organize some things. Ask for help. It's okay to say, you know what, I could really use your help in cleaning out this pantry, and get somebody to help you. And even after you've decluttered, it will pile up again. So be mindful to always keep decluttering, even if it's a small little piece of a room. So do that regularly. Then you have to decide, is this a family heirloom or not? And the way you decide that is, does this object bring me joy? Does it bring me happiness? Is it just there as a dust collector? Well, then maybe it's time to give it away. But if you really find joy, maybe in your mom's old teacups, then keep them and find a place for them, because they make you happy. And if you can, create a buddy system with somebody and take pictures and create something together, so that each of you in your own homes can say, well, I'm going to tackle my bathroom, you tackle your kitchen, and you can encourage each other on and give each other ideas on how to actually declutter things. So why declutter? Well, here's 10 really good reasons. The first one, it honors our lives today by reflecting our current interests and lifestyles. You know, maybe you used to go skiing, and skiing or skating isn't part of your life anymore. Perhaps give that away so somebody else can enjoy that sport. It doesn't reflect who you are today. It does bring a sense of accomplishment and control in your life. You can be very proud when you say, boy, did I ever do a good job cleaning up this room. It does decrease stresses and frustrations, because you can find things. It saves us time looking for things. It does save us money. All those things are expensive that we buy. And it saves us valuable space in our homes for things that we value. So if you get rid of things that are not important, now you've got room for things that are important. And it allows us to decide what is no longer of value or useful to us. It lets us confirm what brings us joy and what's worth keeping. The example of mom's teacups. Maybe they're worth keeping. Maybe you never use them, but they bring you joy, so keep them. And getting rid of things and decluttering makes our homes safer and healthier places to live. And it really is a positive step forward to a happier life. And here's a poster that I just love. All that clutter used to be money. And boy, is that ever true. Think of all the money we've wasted on stuff over the years. So I ask you to think of safety first when you look at your homes, when you look at the topic of hoarding and decluttering, and see what you can do to make your life simpler by getting rid of a lot of your stuff. So thank you for joining our project. You can follow us on our website at www.caregivingmatters.ca. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mary. That was absolutely fantastic.